Hello. Atma Namaste, guys. Christian R. Long, Life Enhancement Consultant, giving you a beautiful shout out on this Monday morning or afternoon or evening or even another day, depending upon when you're tapping in. And so I wanted to jump on real quick and talk about the ending of the trip of my bestie, my best homeboy, Daniel R. Smith, coming out to visit me in Colorado after 5 years of saying, dude, you need to come out to Colorado. Us both being from Massachusetts, we were kind of brought up, you know, thinking about hiking and mountain biking and doing adventurous things outside. And I was like, if you want to do that, you got to come out to Colorado and see it like the big boys. Because in Massachusetts, one of the biggest mountains in our area is like 2,500 feet above sea level. And you come out to Denver and there's like 50 plus mountains that are 14,000 feet or higher. Cipro, Atma Namaste, Megan Steele, Atma Namaste. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. And so him and I basically spent the past 5 days going all over Colorado. We started off in Denver, then we went to Vail, then we hit Ouray, Telluride, Ridgeway, and Crestone. So, hey Colin, Atma Namaste. So we basically hit a bunch of mountain towns within a very short period of time. And I want to share some of the lessons that I learned, as well as I think he learned through our time together. A few of them being is communication is super important, whether it's somebody you just met for the first time or somebody you've known for 25 years. And communication, it really deals with active listening. Gopal, Atma Namaste, Brandy, Atma Namaste, Minnie, Atma Namaste. It deals with communication and active listening. So we have assumptions about how somebody should be showing up in our lives. And we have to realize that those assumptions we have about the person is the old version of that person. We have to be flexible, we have to be adaptable, we have to constantly see our friends, our family members, our co-workers in new light all the time. Like, because there's something in pranic healing that Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui titled calcified ideas. So a calcified idea is a belief that you believe that's just the way it is, it's unchanging, and it will always be that way. If you have a calcified idea about yourself, or a calcified idea about another person, or a calcified idea about how you think the world works, it doesn't give you the ability to be flexible, to be adaptable, to change your perspective, right? So it's super important to be flexible in your thinking with other people, and also to make requests to those people that you're communicating with of like, hey, the assumption you're making about me, I can understand why you think that way, but I'm new, I'm improved, I have a new way of looking at it. So I've known this guy for many years, fellow pranic healer, fellow Arhatic yogi, fellow teacher, and I love him. And I recognize that him and I both have the tendency to assume we're the same person we knew 6 months ago, or the same person we knew even 3 months ago. But because him and I are on the path of continuous, never-ending improvement, we're always becoming greater and better and better and better and better. So we have to hold space for one another to recognize that. Which goes back to the other thing of, another lesson is associate with people who are constantly and never-ending trying to improve themselves to become better. Hey Christy, Atma Namaste. Susan, Atma Namaste. Andrea, Atma Namaste. Eric, Atma Namaste. Good to have you on. Love that you're coming on regularly. That's awesome. May God and teachers' blessings be upon you and your family. And so communication, super important. Holding space for people, active listening, not making assumptions on how that person is supposed to show up in your life. What else? Spend more time, and this is a lesson for both him and I, because we're from Massachusetts, and people from Massachusetts have a tendency, again, this is a tendency, to be hypercritical and hyper-judgmental, because our mental bodies are very stimulated, so we're always looking for comparison, contrast, pros, cons. We're always dissecting not only situations, but we're also dissecting people, and we're dissecting ourselves. And that doesn't always feel good, right? How many times have we hung out with somebody that, like, man, this guy's a little bit overwhelming. Every time I get together with him, he's telling me this I'm not doing right, that I'm not doing right, and you don't want to spend a lot of quality time with that person because you constantly feel like you're under a microscope. But if you understood the intention of the other person, they're thinking, wow, I really care about this person and I really love this person, and the feedback that they're giving me about my life is actually meant to help me improve versus meant to make me feel small, to make me feel less than, to make me feel unworthy. So him and I, in our time together, the 5 days that we've been hanging out here in Colorado, is we have a tendency to constantly teach each other. He made a really good observation earlier today about we're both teachers of pranic healing, teachers of spirituality, teachers of meditation, and we realize we're always trying to teach the other person without getting their buy-in, right? So how do you get somebody's buy-in? You ask questions and you ask them, hey, do you mind if I share something with you that I have a feeling could benefit you? Or are you open and receptive to this feedback? And guess what? If the person is not open and receptive to the feedback, don't give it to them. Move on to another topic. So one person has to be the teacher and another person has to be the student, and then that dynamic can shift back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it's a constant checking in with pride. Tatiana, Atma Namaste. Right, over-judgmentalism ain't healthy. Absolutely. Pravina, Atma Namaste. Susan, blessings be to you and your family as always. So what's another lesson? Humility. Humility. So humility simply means knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. Knowing your strengths and knowing your weaknesses. So humility requires self-awareness. Self-awareness of, well, what am I good at? What am I not so good at? What is the other person good at? And what is the other person not so good at? And then being open and receptive to the necessary feedback. You ever have like you buy a piece of clothing and you ask a friend, you're like, well, what do you think about this? And then they give you their honest feedback and you're like, well, I didn't like that. Why'd you say that? I spent a lot of money on this. This is really nice. This is really high quality. What's your problem, right? That's not being open and receptive to the feedback that you're asking. So practice humility. When you genuinely go to somebody and saying, hey, I really need feedback on this area of my life, my health, my relationships, my finances, my career, when the person gives you feedback, don't take it personally in the sense of if they're giving you quote unquote negative feedback, you're a bad person. It's no, they're giving you feedback that they most likely are trying to help you become a better person and improve. So that's okay. What else? What else? Having fun, celebrating. There's a lot of action going on here in Cherry Creek in Denver. Have fun with those closest to you. Like each moment is an opportunity to reset. Each moment is an opportunity to reset, because him and I have been driving around almost 5 days straight, going to this mountain town, that mountain town, back to this mountain town, this coffee shop, this vitamin, natural grocers. So we're constantly on the go, 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 go. And if you're always in this go moment, you're not enjoying the present moment. But every moment you have an opportunity to reset. You have an opportunity to recenter yourself. It's like, whoa, we're going too fast. We're not being present to each other. We're not being present to our environment. We're not being present to the people around us. That keeps changing because we keep moving. So you're like, you have to have, again, awareness of like, hey, am I being compassionate in this moment? Am I being patient? Am I being tolerant? Am I judging? Am I criticizing? Am I being really prideful about something? What else? What are some other cool insights, some lessons? Oh, here's a big one. This is really relating to my brothers and sisters that are in big cities around the world. It's get out in nature. We went to 2 hot springs. We went hiking. We went to some of the most beautiful vistas in the entire country, especially the ride between Ridgeway, Colorado, and Telluride, Colorado. It's called the Miracle Drive or something like that. It's so beautiful, and there's so much fresh energy. There's solar energy from the sun. There's air energy from the air. There's ground energy from the ground. And it really nourishes the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body. So get out in nature. It's recommended, one of the masters in pranic healing recommended at least a few times a year, go out into nature. And I'm blessed and honored and privileged to live in Colorado, one of the healthiest states in the country, where there's over 250 parks just in the area, just in the greater Denver metro area, to go out and to be in nature and to be still. So we had beautiful opportunities to go out and to meditate in nature around spiritual centers in Crestone. If you've never been to Crestone, in my opinion, it's the most spiritualized area in all of Colorado. The population is 250 people, but they have 100 spiritual centers within the area of all kinds of denominations, belief systems, spiritual practices. It's pretty amazing, actually. And the meditations were so deep and so still that, and we did it outside. We actually did it outside of a Tibetan stupa, which is like a building, like a shrine. And we did it outside, and the blessings were just pouring and pouring and pouring. Here's another life lesson that we extrapolated from our 5 days of traveling around Colorado, is you take your spirituality with you wherever you go. So church or God is neither here nor there, but everywhere and within. So every time we went to a new mountain town, we had the opportunity to find a quiet place. One place was, we did a library in Telluride, and we just went into the conference room. We pulled out the chairs, we did some of our physical exercises, and then we did a very powerful meditation. And the meditation we did was meditation on the Lord's Prayer, led by our teacher, Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui. But the point is, you can take your spirituality everywhere. You can take your spirituality everywhere. So it's not like, okay, I'm on the road, I'm traveling, I can't make it happen. You know, my church isn't anywhere to be seen, so I can't do my spiritual practice, I can't do my meditations, I can't do my prayers, what have you. Not true. Not true. You are a walking, talking, holy temple. Never forget that. You are holy, you are divine, you are sacred. Never forget that. Also, another lesson we learned is, for vegetarians and vegans on the road, it can be very, very challenging to find the right quality food, the right supplements, and the right timing. Because right now, at the current evolution of the United States, there's not a lot of vegan restaurants or vegan grocery stores or vegan snack foods that you can pick up at the, I was going to say the train station, which that's probably true too, but at like a gas station or a convenience store, there's not a lot of vegan stuff unless you're like, hey, I'll take a banana, hey, I'll take a handful of nuts. So that was very challenging for me specifically, because being home, I have my routine. And so it's teaching me adaptability, it's teaching me flexibility to let go of, like, all right, I know I meditate in the morning, I guess we'll meditate in the afternoon. I know I eat 3 high quality meals per day with all the nutrients my body needs. Okay, I guess I'll do a little bit more snacking today than meals. So adaptability, flexibility, just kind of go with the flow. It's not an opportunity to beat yourself up and go, man, I'm off routine, such a horrible person. If spirituality was really that important to me, if my health was really that important to me, then I would make all the necessary blah, 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 right? So we make up all this information. I want to show you guys something amazing. You ready? Check this out. How awesome is that? It's an eagle flying out of a guy's chest. Isn't that cool? I don't know about you, but whenever I see statues, little statues and gigantic statues, I just get this, like, I don't know, I'm able to tap into the energy of the sculptor, and I'm just like blown away by the beauty of it. Barbara Atma Namaste, Gianna Atma Namaste. Susan says, living in a 2,500 acre wooded area, this body is soaking up the solar tree, nature, prana. I love it, Susan. You are a rock star. Gopal, yes, we are divine. That is absolutely correct. So those are just some of the lessons I want to share with you guys today of what I got from finally getting my friend after many years to come out to Colorado to see me. I'm going to be taking him to the airport in the next hour and a half, so we're going to hit up Native Foods. And if you guys have never been to Native Foods, it's a vegan restaurant, a vegan franchise. I believe it started in California, and they have locations in about 5 different states, and they have amazing, amazing vegan food. And again, just because you are vegan doesn't mean you have to throw out the taste, throw out the texture, throw out the flavors. You can make delicious vegan meals. I don't make them. I just basically buy basic ingredients, throw them into a pot, and then eat it that way.